Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are joining from. Drop a one in the comment section. Let me know you can hear. What's the delay? Ooh, okay, Victor. Well, if we must get into it, my device wasn't working. Is that okay with you? But I work tirelessly to make sure that I connect. After I set the live, and then now I have to go to another device to go live. Anyway, that disrupted my flow. Let me start again, okay? Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming on. You know, I don't go live during the week, right? During court, right? But I think today is an exception. Today is an exception. I want us to discuss, hello, Mnisi And what is his name? No. Let me see. I have to give him a name, but let me keep going. Oh, Prince. Yeah. He acts like a prince, that one. He is his name. He lives out his name. Prince Mtovisi Kadla Mncube, accused number 3, allegedly the intruder with the firearm that shot the pew pew, but then hit the floor, hit Zandi's leg, and then gave the fatal shot that unalived SENZO MEYIWA. Said, you know what? You guys don't want to put cushions on my legs today? I've got news for you, correctional services. Just leave me in my room, okay? I'm okay right here in prison. I do not need this inhumane conditions because what do you mean somebody else in another whole other prison went and escaped? Ngena. What has that got to do with me? I didn't escape. Show me in the logbook where you see I escaped. Now, we all know Tabo Best that did the escaping. He didn't just escape. He escaped and then went shopping in Woolworths and then went to Tanzania and then, was brought back to South Africa against his free will. So here's the thing. Why on earth did they not take away all the mattresses? Because we know Tabo Best burnt the mattress, okay? The mattress burned down. Unfortunately, there was also Ukahlego's body. May his soul rest in peace. But it doesn't change the fact that a mattress was burnt. So why was that not a result at that time? So basically, today was a showdown. Okay, and Judge Ranta wanted to do what he does best, the absolute bare minimum. You all know he's Mr. Bare Minimum. He wanted to just write it and be like, okay, cool. So he's here in court now. Great. Let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and mind our business. And Baloy, let's continue. Nisi shoots up, okay? Nisi shoots up and says, what do you mean? What are you trying to do? What is this? Is this a tavern or is this a court of law? Are you a judge? What are you? Like, define yourself. What do you mean, correctional services, that you asked not to swear in? But that's not a big deal. He gets to speak, say what he has to say on the record, ladies and gentlemen. And you're not asking us defense to respond? You have got to be kidding me. Okay. You have got to be kidding me, o'clock. Not on my watch. My name is Advocate Mnisi Wemvula. Okay. If you haven't heard of me, this is I. I'm almost as tall as Gininda, or Gininda is almost as tall as I. Depends on which way you look at it. But the fact of the matter is, that's not how we're going to roll. I'm not going to allow you as a judge to be so dismissive. It's just not going to happen. It's just simply not going to happen. Here's what's going to happen though. I will stop representing accused number 3. He is in pains. And that word, ladies and gentlemen, is all that Judge Rata heard in that entire speech. That is all that Judge Rata heard, the word pains. And Nisi said it several times. But who really cares? This is not an English tutorial. The point of the matter is Umncube in pain or not? Explain pains. What does pains mean? What do you mean? Focus, Judge. Focus. Okay? The accused. We watch them, and I show you here on my screen when they went for the inspection in loco. You see, the inspection in loco is coming back to bite them. We, members of the public jury, saw that they had cushions on their legs. In fact, it actually helped us to understand what the situationship is going on. And then for bonus points, those of us who followed the Jocelyn Smith case know exactly what happens because it happened live on camera. We know exactly what happened when the local inspection or inspection in local happened over there in the Western Cape in Judge Ndim's courtroom at Saldanha Bay. Kelly Smith, Jocelyn Smith's mother, started bleeding. They were doing the local inspection. She was walking. She was chained. She was changed on her legs. And I want to think their chains over there are very different from the chains that the accused had in this case, because she could tug the chains, she could pull them, and she kept trying to adjust them. But anything she did was just cutting and cutting and cutting. So in the end, there was blood, and we could see the blood. It was very clear she was bleeding. She arrived not bleeding, but throughout that walk, she started to cry. She begged them, take off these chains. I promise I'm not going to run away. Sure, sure, whatever. But anyway, they refused to take off the chains. And the more she walked, the more the chains cut into her legs. This is a vivid description of what happened this year in Saldanha Bay when the guilty, because she's guilty now, she's no longer the accused, when Kelly Smith and the three others took a walk. So, in Kelly's, I don't want to say defense, but she was just dressed in flip flops. Um, excuse me, she was just in flip flops. She didn't have socks. She literally had nothing, because you know how the local inspection happened in the Western Cape. It literally was just the judge saying, okay, we're going for the local inspection now. There was no, oh my God, we've got to evacuate Saldanha Bay like Gininda tried to do. It was literally, okay, let's grab my hat, my shades, let's go. And they went for the, so they were not prepared. Whereas with the accused, we saw them each arrive, we saw them come out, we saw them, and we saw their Timberlands. We saw them in their Timberlands, and we saw just how the cushions protected their legs. The cushions go over their, what do you call them? They went over their pants, and it's winter, right? So they went over their pants, and they were walking, I wouldn't say with ease, but they were not in discomfort. I've never had leg chains, so I can't give a vivid description. But we also saw Umuzisibiya able to demonstrate how Gininda and friends performed the torturization on him. And he was able to do that with the leg chains, and he did not seem like after that there was any pain. On Today O'Clock, we are all obviously full house, sitting in the comment section, waiting for court to start. Court is not starting. And then Jiggy Baloy is hesitating to even talk. Baloy starts the session by struggling to even speak. Like, what is wrong with you, Baloy? My lord, I just want to let you know that you see, accused number 3 is not in court today because he's not in court today because he refused to come to court, my lord. He refused to come to court because he doesn't have well, it's a new thing. They started it today because XYZ tried to escape and he escaped. But by the way, how do you put that on the record for the public to hear how a prisoner can escape? Uh, just move the cushion or cut off the cushion, and then the leg irons, they become loose, and then you can kungenaphi. What has that got to do with us? So accused number 3 over there at Jose Mampuru. So I wonder, like, does that mean that Cat is also not going to wear, like, how's he going to wear his Gucci and then his legs are being cut? Oh, anyway, we're not there. We're not there. Basically, what exactly happened? Accused number 3 said, you know what? I know this rodeo. I know my rights. My legal representative is Mnisi Wemvula, and he has educated me thoroughly. You're not going to put cushions on my legs? I'm going to be discomfortable? Oh, I'm going to cut my legs intentionally, because we all know what happens when you put on those chains without the cushion. And easy. Mm-mm, I'm not going to court today. Besides, I've got nothing to do with the SENZO MEYIWA trial. You know what? Just take me back to my cell. I'm not leaving. Sorry. So you know how they cuff their legs. I don't know if you know. So they hand them the leg irons inside Pagati. So the accused will be inside the jail cell or the prison cell, and then they hand him the leg irons. Okay. The correctional services does not bend down to put the leg irons. They do it themselves. So they're still locked in. They hand them the leg irons and they tell them to cuff themselves. So obviously they handed it in to Umncube. This is how I picture it. He's like, oh, wait, where are my cushions? Can I get my cushions, please? Because, you know, I'm a prince. Okay. I need my cushions. And they're like, no, effective today, no more cushions. Like there was no memorandum, there was no announcement, nobody knew about this. Um, and I was like, I'm not putting this on. Not today, not ever. No, I'm not putting this on. It's not gonna happen. So he goes ahead. I guess he hands them back, and the correctional services are just confused. What exactly do we do? So that's how court started. And accused number three was not inside Pagati within the courtroom. Baloyi tries to tell the judge, and the judge says, "Okay, we'll adjourn." Baloyi said it was going to take 5 minutes for him to get there. Ended up being, of course, more than 5 minutes. Because hello, Baloyi, what do you mean 5 minutes? Anyway, he gets to court. Baloyi stands up and tells us what happened. Accused number three was carried. Okay, he is the shortest. But just because you're short doesn't mean you must be carried when you don't comply with correctional services. He was carried from his cell. I'm just going to pause for you to picture that. I don't know how many people carried him. I don't imagine they were gentle with the process. I don't imagine his cell was anywhere close to the door to exit the prison. I imagine there was a lot of walking. I imagine there were cameras as well. Actually, there were cameras. How do we know this? Oh, is that no where Tabo Besta escaped and then one of the accused turned off the cameras? So this is actually on camera, Mnisi Wemvula. You must request that camera footage because something tells me they didn't take their time in carrying him and carrying him with care. Something tells me it was very inhumane, indecent, embarrassment. Imagine being carried out of prison while the other prisoners are seeing you being carried in that manner. So there's more to this than what was described by Valoy. Just think about it. Take a moment and think about yourself being carried in front of, it's not like they're carrying you in private. It's not like they're trying to disguise this as a, he's not feeling well. Let's go, I guess, to the hospital and get the rolly bed and roll him out. No, no, no. They carried him. And then I imagine they threw him into the van. And then after they threw him into the van, I imagine then they came to court. And when they got to court, Baloyi said, okay, court can start. Whew, whew, yeah, court can start. And then they start the court session. And then that's when Baloyi tells us he was also carried up into the courtroom. Like, what is this? And then my lord says, okay, cool, thanks. Okay, thanks for that update. Let's continue, Baloyi. And Nisi says, you are joking, right? You have got to be kidding me. That's not going to happen. In fact, I'm no longer going to represent him. How about that? How about I tell you, I will not be representing him in this condition because I've never seen this, I've never experienced this, and I refuse to be a part of this. I will continue, my lord, to represent accused number one. I sure will, but I will not represent accused number three until this is addressed. And then guess what we find out? I don't know about accused number one. I don't know about accused number two. I know accused number three did not have the cushion. Bing, 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 bing. Accused number four. You guys have heard me call him a guest in that courtroom. He had his cushions. So what do you mean accused number three can't have his cushions? Oh, who else didn't have his cushion? Fisoguhle and Tuli, accused number five. He didn't have his cushions and he's also at Khosimamburu. I thought he was at Kalabusha, but anyway, that's not important. There you go. The first demonstration of it's not fair. It's not the same across the board. Some animals are more equal than others. Hey, everybody. Let me check the comments and see how you guys are doing. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts with regards to this inhumane activity? This is what prompted me to literally go ahead and do this live because I thought to myself, if anybody carried me and my legs are still fully functional, did I consent to this? Did I sign a waiver? What if they drop me? What if they break some bones? What exactly is the procedure? So, Mr. Correctional Services boss needs to explain how he came up with this decision and why everyone is being punished for lack of correctional services being able to prevent that escape in the first place. Now they're taking it out on the prisoners. Do you know what I mean? So Winnie was here first, waiting patiently, and she says, Phambili ngokulwela amalungelo, Phambili Mnisi Nomncube, siyabonga. I guess that's a typo. Siyabonga. Barbara's in the building. Shout out to Umazwite. Mazwite, what is going on with your family member over there, Umalo? Let's talk about Umalo for a second. Let's just digress right there. What do you mean? Why does he do this? Why does Umalo do this? It's like he doesn't get the memo. He's not included. He literally said, and I quote, "Oh no, accused number four has his cushion, so I've got nothing further to add to this conversation." It's like he doesn't want to talk from the bar. Is he lazy? What exactly was that all about? I felt it was such a huge disconnect. Sir, everybody's rowing the boat here. Everybody's rowing the boat. Are you going to join in? No. It took for Judge Rata to say, go consult your client. I want to hear from him through you and tell me what's going on. That is the only time that he made an effort to move up. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Thank you for confirming that you can hear me loud and clear. Gutle says, I am Pagati inside the house. Thank you, thank you. We are Pagati inside within. Pagati inside live from the UK, Great Britain flag. Boo, 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 boo. Thank you, Siyabonga. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know what time it is there. Um, John is also in the building. Faith is joining us from Zimbabwe. Okay, we've got UK, we've got Zimbabwe. Where else do we have? Let me know. Guys, I thoroughly enjoy seeing where people are joining from because it just shows how small the world is on the internet, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely, absolutely love it. It brings me joy. So thank you for sharing. Barbara Peters, she says, correctional services are playing us here. They really do. Do they not know that this is the time of Umkwanazi? Like nothing is flying anymore. Okay, nothing is flying. I don't even know where Umncube gets the courage. I would say the courage, but I think it's more. He's well informed. He's well educated. He might be a prisoner, but he's no fool. He is no fool. They kept him in solitary confinement until Umlungu showed up and said, no, no, no. Mm-mm. And then Umakosi also says, inside Pagati within. Next comment says, Siswam, hey, Lomkulu is so cruel, so cruel. I agree. That basically means the judge is cruel. And I think he was just so dismissive. That was quite barbaric behavior. And then Jiggy Jiggy Baloi is objective. And then the judge says, okay, we're going to adjourn. So I'm going to make a ruling. Oh, you've remembered you have the powers that be. Okay, so go ahead, make the ruling. So all of you must apply to Judge Cameron. Okay, you guys remember what happened last time with Judge Cameron. So I have no faith in Judge Cameron, FYI. Judge Cameron, the court said, well, I'll speak to my brother. Well, that was with regards to accused number three. Again, and his solitary confinement, and he was losing his mind. Umnisi was like, I can't continue like this. He doesn't even make any sense when I talk to him anymore. He's really lost it. But Umnisi said, I'm not going to do this. And the judge says, okay, Judge Cameron, Judge Cameron, Judge Cameron. They adjourned for a couple of weeks. I think they adjourned for recess again at the time. When they came back, the judge had no solution. So that's why you see him today kind of wash his hands off. He probably went to Judge Cameron, spoke to him, and Judge Cameron was like, whatever. So this time he said, you guys have to do the application with Judge Cameron, each and every one of you, including you, Mumalo. Okay, what does Mumalo say? Me? You want me to do an application on behalf of accused number three? What? Why would I do that? Why would I want to do that? Like, I can't do that. I represent accused number four, my lord. And the judge says, oh my God, what is going on with this man? What is going on with accused number four? He just came back from recess, for goodness sake. He just came back from recess. What else does he want to do? Maybe I'm overjudging him. I don't know. You tell me in the comment section down below. I just think like, come on, dude. At some point, you've got to realize this is teamwork. Um, Barbara Umazwite says they forget who Umnisi is. He does not play with his clients. It doesn't matter which one it is. He doesn't play. Mkulugutu, that's right. If this one over here, this just a policeman, can show up at a local inspection and dress up like a Ninja Turtle, that is within his rights that he, bestowed upon himself. Why can the accused also not be comfortable coming to court? This made Gininda absolutely comfortable being out in public. I wonder how he goes to the bathroom when he's dressed. Anyway, I digress. I'm overthinking here. Ignacia says, Kwananzi said this corruption in correctional services. There we go. It's too much. Look today. Let me tell you, Mnisi Kwanazi is cleaning up the country, okay? One by one. He's taking them all out. You are so right. Thank you for that reminder. Next comment says, I can say with my straight face today that Undanzi and Sevilla were tortured. Hence, Umnube is tortured in broad daylight. You are absolutely right. Yeah, that's a form of torture. They might not have put a plastic bag over his head, but I'm telling you, nothing about what Baloy described. And I would rather accused number 3 take the stand and tell us how the process happened today. I'd rather hear it from him, and I bet you it's not as simple as Baloy made it. Baloy made it seem like they were carrying a baby. It's a grown man being carried by how many people? They didn't tell us that. They didn't give us those details. In fact, there should be an inquiry. How about that, President Rama, Cyril Rama Commission? Can you please do another inquiry? We want an inquiry on how he was carried out of that prison. Something tells me we're not going to like what we find out. Tandy's also here from Great Britain. Okay. Uvuyogazi. Oh, I love your name. Says Umnube is always a target. Why though? Why? Why? Thank you. Spamandla says, Party inside. Welcome. Ignatia says um, they think by so doing will say, yes, I kill. No. Not accused number 3. Not this accused number 3. He's not doing anything or anyone any favors. And I think he's well paired with Umnisi Wemvula. I think Umnisi is just above and beyond. And now that Umnisi has finished battling the judge, Ramasipili also comes through. Shololo also comes through. And you can tell like she's really struggling, but she really wants to put across a point. Because remember, guys, these guys were presenting from the bar. So they didn't have time to prepare for this. Nobody knew as of yesterday that today they were going to stand up and present from the bar. The only person who was like, oh no, I don't do from the bar. I'm not comfortable presenting from the bar is Unuma. Like I'm going to need time to prepare to respond to the situation. Meanwhile, they're carrying the accused up and down. How did accused number 5 agree to this? How? Anyway, I can't imagine them carrying accused number 5. That would be something else. Um, Dimisani says, Mzansi too. I see you. Thank you. Vanessa says, what a painful his situation is very painful. Ngube's situation is very, very painful. Um, next comment, Meluda. Meluda says, we are waiting to see if Cat you see, we're waiting to see. Cat will make a phone call from that phone that he has again. You already know he has another phone. Okay, this is Cat. Okay, but we'll find out from Mr. Brown because Mr. Brown he likes to sing, but he wants to sing on the right platform. Mr. Cat will be like, "This is Gucci. Are you kidding me right now? This is my Alexander McQueen. I am not going to be dressed in leg irons with no cushions and go to court. That is not my fate. I am not guilty. I am innocent until proven guilty, and my rights withstand." He probably has a legal team of many legals, okay, because he's got the millions, okay. But JJ also says it's inhumane what they're doing. It's inhumane what they're doing to their accused. It's embarrassing. It is. And a violation of the human rights. Carrying Ncube is absolutely embarrassing. Huge violation of his human rights. The next comment says, Betty says, a party inside from South Africa, just at the back of the courtroom. So you are very, very close. Thanks for sharing. Gio says, no, says um, they want us to forget about Zungu's statement. No, I don't think so. So I don't think they want us to forget. And you mean Zungu Senior or Zungu Niza? Now there's so many Zungus. Okay, so Ubabu Zungu. No, I don't think so. Because you heard Baloy. Baloy was so frustrated. He's like, okay, fine, fine. I'll give everybody a solution. I will speak to correctional services. Okay. I'll speak to correctional services and I'll see if we can work out something. My lord, can we adjourn until 2 o'clock? And you could tell his level of enthusiasm was at an all time low. Because, my lord, this is going to be another adjournment over cushions? Cushions that are not even provided by correctional services? Those cushions are made by the accused. Well, kudos to the accused for finding a way to make themselves comfortable. How about that, Baloy? Shame on the state for not providing a comfortable way for the accused to be chained because they're innocent until proven guilty. So Baloy is like, okay, fine, I'll talk to correctional services and see if I can mediate on behalf of the accused. Because, oh my God, I can't believe you guys expect us to adjourn for this. Because Mnisi, my lord, was like, how long? How long? How long do you need? And Mnisi Wemvula was like, I don't know. I got no idea. Could be 3 months. How long? Until Nelson Mandela resurrects? I, I know you've got to be kidding me with all this nonsense. I know you have got to be kidding me with all this nonsense. You surely cannot still be like talking about Nelson Mandela even after this weekend. Why won't this man give Nelson Mandela a break? So, next comment says, Baloy thinks this South Africa belongs to him. He sure does. I agree with that comment. Umnisi he was furious. He was furious. I will not participate in this gross, inhuman don't you guys are trying to do. I'm not going to be part of it. Those YouTubers, do you know those bondabas? They're going to talk about it. They're going to say I'm part of it. I am not. I'm not doing it. Okay, I am not doing it. Don't count me in. Do not count me in this nonsense. And then it's how Baloy suddenly came up with the solution for me. That kind of really irritated me. Barbara says Baloy is the biggest crook. He thinks we can't see his delayed tactics. Next comment. Bavonile says Pagati inside Mzansi Unfiltered. Boo, 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 boo. Speaking of boo, 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 boo. Oh no, I did a video already, so you guys will catch that in the video. Okay, let me stay focused. Okay, let me not digress. Ignacia says Mncube was moved to Sun City Prison, but they said Khosi Mampuru. I also thought so, but Baloy said Khosi Mampuru. I don't know. I really don't know. Barbara says they always take their frustrations on the accused. Baloy must own up. Next comment. Oh, you mean with regards to what's been happening outside the court before court resumes? Mtanagiti, the state is so cruel. They're trying to delay this case further. Um, Lalita, I think Inda is instructing. Oh, this is the comment. Okay, this is this one. You're on it. Remember, way back when solitary confinement was a thing, for accused number 3. Okay. Hi, Richard from Zambia. I was like, what flag is that? Thank you for joining from Zambia. Remember when he was in solitary confinement, it's all alleged that Gininda is the one who said, no, 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 they can't be in one prison. Gininda gave correctional services instructions. I know Gininda's a brigadier, but I didn't know he can instruct correctional service, a whole other side of a government facility, that he can also give instructions there. He's also the one who refused for accused number 3 to come out of solitary confinement. So I think you're onto something. I think Gininda is instructing correctional services to torture the accused. Allegedly. but it makes sense to me. But allegedly, and then we sprinkle some of what Konazi said, and voila, everything makes sense. Allegedly, okay. Then we have Brandon says, "I like the Animal Farm reference. Yes, some animals are more equal than others. A shout out to George Orwell. Yes, yes, yes. Let me know if you guys read the book. Next we also have. It's a very short read. We should do it one day. Ignacia says, "Oh, Matlala clan are rotten to the core." I remember when they said his name, I was like, come on, not another one again. And it's from the same prison. So, Valoy is. I gotta look on the screen because I can't see. I cannot see. I cannot see. One second. I want to go back to the courtroom and make sure I'm not live while the court is also live. Uh, 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 uh. No, this is the other case. Oh, they're still on break. I'll let you guys know when they are inside Pagati Within. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my goodness, 2,000 people have joined this impromptu live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you. Yolisa says, Siloan. Oh, Yolisa says, Umnis is very angry. He can't explain clearly. Yes, yes. Shololo is the one who made the clear picture. Both of them. Mnisi was more emotional, and I believe by saying pains, it's because I don't think he doesn't know pains is not a plural. I just think he was just so shocked by what was happening in the court. He was even more angered by the judge's dismissive manner. That really took him out. He could not believe the judge just let it slide. Barbara says, "My brother is always chilled. He's like my he's like my client is fine. We're good. We're good. Sweet is in the building. Please talk to your brother, okay? Because my patience with him is wearing thin. One day he's like amazing, and then the next day he's like, what's going on? He's like wishy-washy." Mrs. Aisha says, "When all else has failed, they are now resorting to abuse." Oh, that is so true. These tactics are becoming too extreme. Mabavume bahlulekile ukuba ninda ngaleli cala. Finish and clear. Okay? And I think that's why. Did you guys notice Baloyi was very nonchalant? Okay, so they're back in court. Let's go to the courtroom. Thank you so much for joining. I will catch you in my videos later on. Bye. Bye bye. I don't want to miss out. Bye, guys.
We therefore decided to do this, but to add an addendum to say, for the sake that this trial must continue, there's a wrong premise upon which that order is being restored. It must be based on human dignity and upon the Constitution. We don't know if it's only for today and then tomorrow, we will still be back with what was happening tomorrow, but early in the morning. So I think we need to give a clear indication as to the reason why, except to say that it's because of the convenience that is being created for this trial to proceed. Because this trial will never proceed in a constitutionally recognizable manner if the premise is for the convenience of this trial to proceed. It would be understood better to say that we have noted our mistakes. For all and sundry, we have decided to put them back in the light of what the Constitution says and the act that Mr. Ramusipili has referred to say. I think Section 29.7. Section 31, madam. Thank you.
Yes, I see. Nothing further to add. Yes, ma'am. I'm not surprised.
My client, my doctor, has been traumatized by such occurrence of these events.
Wow.
To such an extent, my lord, that when the prison ward has decided to retain the protective pads on the leg iron. He was not told, I was also not informed whether it's a temporary thing for today or whether they are retained forever whenever he's coming to court. So they didn't understand what is going to happen to him tomorrow, and he's being left in the dark with fear of not knowing what is going to happen after, or he will be lifted by the group of warders again back to court tomorrow. It is my Lord, if we can be given a communication as to how the problem has been resolved, and we can also form of the terms and conditions of the way forward regarding this issue.
Yes, Mr. Rodriguez.
The court is, my lord, we assume that this is it's a permanent arrangement. This I'm told the decision was taken at the very highest level, and the National Commissioner was also consulted. I just need to confirm this with the head of the Met. Yes, the head of the MEX has just confirmed that it's not only for today, it's until the case is finalized.
Huh? Okay.
Sounds better, my lord.
Okay, thanks.
Khona-ke isimo kade sikhona-ke la mahora kusasa-ke ngaphambi kokuthi uhlelo lwanamuhla-ke liqhubekela ngaphambi kolusenkantolo lapho khona-ke isimo sokuthi khona-ke ley'pontshi lezi ey'ncane-ke abayifake lapho kunina-ke abantu konyaweni lwenuke lapho-ke lawo thize khona-ke umsola wesithathu kade umnumzane Mncube kade angekho ngaphambi kosenkantolo-ke ngoba kade angazizwa kahle lapho futhi abameli bekade bethi lokho akukho semthethweni futhi abahambisani nako ukuthi udaba lwey'pontshi lezo-ke ningabi nazo-ke lana kunina-ke ey'nyaweni zenu ngesikhathi kade ngifikela ngaphambi kosenkantolo-ke futhi nokuthi kade ngesikhathi kuletha la ngaphambi kosenkantolo-ke kade bena-ke bedonsa-ke abakulethile ngendlela eqondile futhi lokho bathi akukho semthethweni-ke lapho-ke kepha-ke inkosenkantolo yathi kuzomele kuthini nakhe lapho-ke sibone ukuthi mhlawumbe singaqhamukana sifike isisombululo kumayelana nodaba lolo-ke lapho-ke manje wathize khona-ke lapho-ke ufona-ke umnumzane uMahlala ukhulumile ukuthi udaba lolo-ke luqhamuke nomnumzana kaUkhoza kuwukuthi uyena-ke ukhulumile ngodaba lolo-ke uthi ngifuna incwadi kade noma mhlawumbe inkulumo awayisho ngelanga lange-12 zakaJulayi ngomnyaka 2025 lapho khona incwadi-ke ngemuva ukuthi siboshwe esithize lapho-ke ngaphambi kwejele elinye lapho-ke Sport prison ukuthi ilona-ke leqa phansi-ke ngemuva ukuthi athi khona-ke ipontshi kulona-ke bathi-ke bese bathi-ke abameli benu lokho akuhlangene icala lenu futhi akumele nijeziswe-ke nijeziselwe elinye-ke icala lomunye-ke umuntu kepha-ke wathize ihlangothi labashushisi kula khona likhulume khona ukuthi wachitha sibeke ngehora lesibili-ke ngemuva kokuthi-ke bazama ukuthi bathole-ke lapho-ke isisombululo-ke lodaba lolo-ke manje bathi isisombululo ukuthi-ke ipontshi lezo-ke bayibuyisele-ke kini ekuthizeni-ke nifakwe ipontshi lakho kunina-ke ngaphambi ukuthi bantathe ngale y'nsimbi lezi abantathe ngazo-ke lapho-ke onyaweni lenu-ke manje abameli bathi befisa ukwazi ukuthi ngabe mhlawumbe isisombululo leso-ke isisombululo sanamuhla kuphela noma isisombululo esoqhubeka ngaso siza sifike emaphethelweni icala leli-ke bese umnumzane uMahlala-ke washo khona njalo kwakubalula ukuthi-ke isisombululo lesoqhamuke ngaso-ke isisombululo esoqhuba ngaso-ke kuze kufike-ke emaphethelweni wecala leli.
Yes. So what's happening now, Mr. Rodriguez?
Well, we are ready to proceed, my lord. There are two witnesses who are present at court. If there is the blessing of my colleagues on the left, we can proceed.
And we finish finalizing the reportage of the inspection in local.
Yes, but before we get to that, we just want to hear if my colleagues are ready, because they mentioned that some of the accused are in pain.
Oh yeah, wait. Let's adjourn until tomorrow so that we can find out what the pain was about tomorrow.
Manje ikikhipho senkantolo-ke sihlekelela ngalakusasa-ke sibuye ngalo-ke la kuza khona ukuthi mhlawumbe ubuhlungu lobu kade umnumzane uNcube akubuza ukuthi kade kubuhlungu bani-ke lobo-ke.
Okay, let's have it.
Oh, look at that. We don't have to start a new live. I guess we'll just continue. I guess we will just go ahead and continue. So that was short. Um, so they came back, as you know, and Umnisi seems to be satisfied with the resolution that they can wear the cushions for the duration of the trial. Um, just only them. What about the other accused? What happens to the other? Anyway, we all know Taba Best is going to be on this. He's going to be like, nope, me too, and everything else. I'm just trying to follow the comment section, which is flying. This is a joke. I agree. Wait, Baloyi has two extra new witnesses, and the judge is like, wait, I thought we were starting with the local inspection. Like, Baloyi is something. Who are these two extra witnesses? I was hoping he was going to drop those names right now. And that explains why he was so frustrated with this whole thing of adjourning, because he knew he had additional witnesses. He knew he had something else that he wanted to add to the conversation. And he was like, oh my God, you know how hard it was for me to line up these witnesses, get them in line, give them the script, allegedly, and get things going. Wow, 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 wow. This is crazy. So coming in, coming in, coming in. We're going to continue as they leave the courtroom, and it ends. It's what the judge said at the end that kind of like took me aback. And then the judge says, "You know what? I really want to know what pain they had. Well, I want to hear about all this pain. Further humiliation of the accused, aka further humiliation of Umtobisi Ogadla Ncube. What do you mean you want to know about the pain? Do you want a live demonstration? What exactly is the judge going to do about this pain? The solution has been solutioned. Where's my English bundle? Wait, the solution, the problem has been rectified. A solution has been found. But the judge wants to say, wait, I want to hear all about this pain. Where is the pain? On a scale of 1 to 10, how is he going to assess the pain? Because as far as I know, Judge Rata is not a medical expert. Secondly, we saw that when he starts doing the DNA conversation, it's really, really embarrassing. Who are the two witnesses? Let me know who you think those two witnesses are in the comment section down below. And then as well, let's also find out. So they are going to go back now. I don't know if I heard Umshololo right. And then, of course, accused number 4's legal counsel, Zwite Ngumalo, had absolutely nothing further to add to the conversation. Uh, did you guys watch Advocate Tefo with, oh, what's her name? Nsiki Mazwai. His interview with Nsiki Mazwai, which seems to me it was done before the one for Podcast and Chill or aired after. I haven't verified that. You know, those two interviews were so long, guys. I know I post videos, okay? I do. Uh, I just don't have the patience to sit and watch long things, okay? After 20 minutes, you're really pushing it for me and my attention span. So I will watch like in 20-minute sessions, but let me tell you, the 3-hour Podcast and Chill, I watched the whole thing. The whole thing. I didn't even notice the time. Just because I ran out of it was crazy, and I didn't get to do a live for you guys because my schedule was kind of crazy, and then I was supposed to go live yesterday, and then I saw Clantis was live, and I was like, it's okay, fine, I can go back and just take the day off. So that is why I haven't done a live on that conversation, and I know some of you guys want to hear my opinion or tell me your opinion, because that's another reason why I like doing lives. And I think on Friday I told you guys, court is gonna be back. I'm not gonna do lives anymore. But this is an exception. Okay, we had to debrief. Like I couldn't wait to upload a video. I actually have done a video. That's the other reason. Somebody was like, "Why were you so late?" I did a video, edited the video. I'm supposed to upload the video, the uploading is not uploading. And I'm like, what is going on? So I needed that upload to work, upload to work, upload to work. See, as YouTubers, we have so many processes that we do in the back end. And I'm like, okay, I need that to work. I need that to work. In the end, I was like, what? I'm going to watch it upload while I do the live. I couldn't even upload it. In the end, I was like, you know what? Let me just start the live. I'll do the video later. I'll figure out what's going on with the video because this is crazy. I couldn't upload the video, but the video is already done. I guess I'm just gonna work on it after to see why it's not uploading. So let me go back to the comment section. While you guys went over to the other side, I was going through the comments. I enjoy comments. I'm like, man, if I close this live, these comments are gone. So I'm just gonna sit here. And some of you guys stayed. Over 200 of you guys stayed. Shout out to the 200. Okay, you guys stayed, and we just read the comments together. When are we going to see your face, boss lady? Like I have a YouTube channel where I show my full face. This is not the when I decided to do this channel, I was very strategic and very specific on what I wanted the purpose of the channel to be, what I wanted the flow to be. Um, so I don't do what do you call it? Face channel? I don't show my face on the channel because that's the unfiltered element. I want this to be the voice of the accused or whichever trial I'm covering, or Kwanazi. Like that is the story. I'm not the story. I'm just a storyteller. And I think it's Dumisani. Dumisani was here earlier. He said he loves my use of how I use words. So thank you so much for that. And I truly enjoy it. And I enjoy it even more when I see that you guys receive my crazy spins. I don't have a script. I just make it up as I go. I just oops. I just make things up as I go. So I appreciate when you guys give me feedback. So, um, dirty tricks of Valois. So who are the two witnesses? Make him come to court frustrated so that he's not able to give Mnisi instructions because Mnisi takes those instructions very, very seriously. And we're so done with Mnisi. Like the state is at the end of its trial. As far as we knew, it was Geninda and then end of the show. But then there's also, is it Sambu or Samba? The guy who came for the Mchiako situation because Mchiako cannot come speak for himself. He's very scared. Um, he couldn't answer the questions, and there's one other person who was supposed to come to finish off that conversation. So I wonder if that's one of the people. And then in my comment section throughout the recess, people have been asking, what about the AVL records? They're not coming. Baloy made it very, very clear he's not going to work on that ever again. He's done. He's brought the, what is it, affidavits. So they're done with that. And so I'm just trying to think, could it be Absalom Zungu? Who is this additional witness? Tidi says, I read Animal Farm. That's why I like that statement. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Judge Rata is scared for Umkwanazi. Like nobody could have predicted what he did. One man literally shook up the entire country. I mean, we have people like Mr. Brown just coming out and telling us who they are and not making any sense, and that, I'm responsible. 90%. Who actually says that? So, my pet peeve is people who work in a team environment and then they always use the word I. For me, I automatically dismiss you because you're just not a team player. What do you mean I? So, Mr. Brown, if you don't know who Mr. Brown is, go watch my previous video. You have to catch up with Mr. Brown. He looks like he's going to entertain us for the rest of the year. He looks like he's just going to do a podcast tour. Um, it doesn't make any sense to me, but it is what it is. They give him the platform and he says all the things he says that don't make any sense at all. So, while he does the podcast tour, Mr. Vaselina is trying to make us angry and forget Zungu Senior. We're not forgetting Zungu Senior. In fact, we thought today, it was going to be brought up. We thought the court is going to address us, and. But unfortunately, or should I say, fortunately, we had different plans for the day. He was not interested, okay, in getting hurt. Tidi then says, Not when Rata didn't even want Umnisi to comment. No, he did not. He just totally said, okay, let's continue. Valoy, let's continue. Let's continue. Um, a whole revelation has just been made. You don't want to hear from the defense? That was embarrassing. Judge Rata was embarrassed, and you could tell. You could really, really tell. He was so embarrassed. It's like he forgot that, oh, wait, we're no longer in recess. I'm back at work. Oh, okay. Please don't bring retired judges back to work. That's all I'm going to say on that topic. Next comment says, Ncube should Nkani. He surely is. Like, he is the real Nkani in the courtroom. Lazarus says, the state wants to break Ncube. I wonder why, though. Why only him? Let me just think about it. What is it about him? That he had the gun, the firearm? That was a revolver, and then it became a 38 special. He's short. Oh, he has a gold tooth. He doesn't have a gold tooth. He had dreadlocks. He doesn't have dreadlocks. The gold tooth was his brother. There's just so much. There is just so much when we talk about accused number 3. But there's something there. You guys are right. There's something there. Baloy is acting like he's not a human being. Why not give a fair trial? How does Baloy sleep at night? Following from Botswana. Boo, 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 boo. Thank you for joining. How does Baloy sleep at night? I want to comment on that, but then I don't want to comment on that because then I have to talk about his son and I don't want to talk about a child. So, make with that as you please. Babongile says, okay, we did not come here to play. This was a delay tactic, delaying justice. I don't think it was a delay tactic. They did not predict how, because I've seen the comments where they say this was a delay tactic. There's no way they could have predicted Ncube was going to refuse to put on the leg irons. I don't see it as a delay tactic. I see it more as let's frustrate Ncube, let's confuse him, let's get him riled up, let's find another reason to stick him back in solitary confinement. There it is, happening live on Mzansi Unfiltered. I finally figured it out because it's been bothering me. I don't know if you guys have noticed I've been pausing in my sentences because it's been bothering. It's been on my mind. What is the game plan? Why only him? What in particular about him that, and why did accused number 4 have, if they're saying it was a direction from the high ups, so the people for accused number 4, the correctional services for accused number 4, they didn't get the memo? Nobody told them? Nobody included them in this little secret mission? It's only for, and let me know if you know if accused number 1 and 2 were also in cushions or not, because I don't think I remember that being clarified. Um, oh, Shalolo, did you guys hear her at the end? She says, like, this really, really bothered her. Like, this really, really shocked her. And she's like, what do you mean you're doing this to my client and nobody advised me? Nobody advised me? You already know the last time you guys tried to take his DNA sample, his fingerprints, like accused number 5 is well informed by Shalolo as well. Because I don't know if you guys remember, this was at Boxburg Magistrate Court. They tried to get his fingerprints again. I think it was Baloyi, and it was like, well, I need to get his fingerprints. And Sholo said, for what? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. For what do you need the fingerprints for? Let me know, and I'll consider it. But for now, accused number 5 is giving nobody new fingerprints. You already took them when you took him in. If you guys didn't do your job, that's none of my business. That's just neither here or there. And then when Umangena, the ballistic expert, somehow became a measuring tool. He went to all the prisons to measure the accused, remember? And then he went to accused number 5 and he said, I need to check your ankle and I need to measure you because I need to check if you are the actual shooter. I know the story is that you were just the guy with the getaway car, but you know what? You already have unalive, pew-pewed many people. This fits your description more. Like, this is more, I don't know who wrote the script, but they should have pinned this on you. Anyway, I need to check your height. And accused number 5 says, I know you're joking. You're not checking my height, and no, I'm not showing you my ankle. Can you believe that happened? Like, even up to now, I cannot believe. How does accused number five get away with saying, no, you can't measure me? You're in prison. How are you not complying to orders? And that's it. So I think him and Umshololo as well have a good relationship, and he explains that truly, truly well. Except Advocate therefore, who heard Advocate therefore say that accused number five didn't want any legal representation and he didn't care. He already has 5 years, 6 life sentences. Did you guys hear that? And I was like, huh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. All I knew was the four accused were represented. Accused number one, two, three, and four were represented by Advocate therefore, and then accused number five is represented by Umshololo. He's always been represented by her from day one. He's never had a single change. It's always been Umshololo, until of course she had other courtrooms to go to, but she technically didn't end her mandate with him. Speaking of mandates, did you also hear Advocate therefore? You see, Advocate therefore dropped a lot of bombs. Did you also hear him say the attorney, the TT attorney, wanted him? Oh, you know what? We'll talk about that in a separate video. I need to listen to that again and make sure I understand it. I don't misquote anyone. Busisiwe also says, Utini, exactly. Okay. Utini manimkuza. It started with solitary confinement for Umncube for 2 years until Umlunguwetu represented him and was moved, I think it was 4 years, and was moved to a prison with other people. And since then, he cut off his, no, not he cut off, he actually started growing his hair. He doesn't look so riled up inside the court. So I think he's very, very happy to be out of solitary confinement. We also do know Advocate therefore, oh my God, I'm referring to him again. Advocate therefore does say, he describes what it was like for him being inside Pagati within the prison. That he was on, kind of like single cell. He wasn't in solitary confinement, but he was in single cells. Um, and not like with general population. And I guess they do that for safety reasons, especially if you're like a high profile person. They put him in the single cells and he was like, I want to be inside Pagati within the people. Okay. And that's how he requested to be moved, to be not excluded, to be put inside the regular sections. So I think that being alone affects you in prison mentally. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments section. Robert says, what a wasteful day. I don't think it was wasteful. If today, well, the court, like the court that we all wanted to start, didn't start. I agree with that. But I don't think it was a wasted day. Because think about it, if accused number three complied, like accused number five, put on the leg irons, no cushions. Guys, it's Monday to Friday where you're going to have those things, which means your wounds will never heal. And then the court can go on for a good 2 months. You will constantly have an open wound. It's winter. You're now going to be prone to infections. So accused number three was like, oh no. I know how this rodeo goes. I'm not even starting it. Nope. No. I had to beg the judge to even let me go to the dentist. So I'm just not going to do this. I'm going to stay inside the court. So I don't think it was a wasteful day. We wouldn't have known about the situation if accused number three did not refuse to leave his cell. We wouldn't have known. They would have done it. They would have abused them. It would have gone on and on until someone now had a leg infection, and then that's when they'll talk about it. So actually, I think it's kudos to accused number three of Prince. Okay, he's living his name. Maine, is it Maine? Yeah, Maine Jr. says, Queen Advocate, Fiafakol, Shalolo, always stands up for her client all the time. Big up to Shalolo. And also he says, what a waste day. I don't think it was a wasted day. And willing to see Usinya Zung, it's because we, members of the public jury, had expectations of what was going to happen in court, and we don't get our fix, I would say. But I don't think it was a wasted day. I don't agree. Sorry. Oliver says, "Love you, girl, and proud of you all the way from Botswana." Boo, 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 boo. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the sweet message. I appreciate it. Maine also says, "Mashala in this country is seemingly ruling the country." ENCA representative and the photographer. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Oh, he's back. And the photographer, two witnesses, Velo he's talking about. Okay, so that's why he said they're short witnesses. He really wants us to know about that video. Baloi, focus, 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 focus. Okay, we want to go back to inspection in loco. We want to hear what happened. We want to hear Kininda try to convince us that's a single standing building, and then Omnisi saying, don't try and convince our minds. Okay, we can see for ourselves. That is what, like, keep it in continuity. It's like a book. They're chapters. You're just gonna break the flow and bring in these ENCA people. It's because you struggled to get them, didn't you? And then they came to court today. They came to court today, and you're upset because you're gonna have a hard time rescheduling them, right? Is that the problem, Baloy? Is that why you look so bothered today? Um, Uzugo, two witnesses. I think it's the okay, guys. Okay, you guys listen in court. Thank you. The Masala clan are ruling the country and everything inside the palace. You guys are painting um the Matlalas with one paintbrush. That's not fair. Except I'll paint Barbara with the same paintbrush as Momalo because we need her to communicate, okay, telephonically, telepathically with her brother because it's not make sure right now. Joseph says inside a party. Next comment says, "Why are you surprised? He had two new witnesses." Okay, Tim Kolo, I'm surprised. Baloy indicated that he has two more witnesses even before the break. One of them is the photographer of the aerial view related to inspection in log. Okay, because you guys listen in court. The reason I'm surprised is obviously I was emotionally moved. I was so emotionally moved by the atrocities that are happening inside that courtroom that I turned on the live button, which I don't do during the week. You already know that. So that's why I'm surprised. But you guys have, fact checked me. You've told me who the two witnesses are. We we don't want those two witnesses. Those two witnesses are so insignificant, especially after Absalom Zungu has come forward to say, "What do you mean? What is this garbage? Where is my signature?" And most importantly, Kininda, how how did you point out the witnesses? Because none of you knew them. None of you knew them. Anyway, Black Boy says, so Kininda is not coming back. He's on pause. Kininda's like that guy. He's like chewing gum. You just chew the gum, take it out, put it away. So he's on timeout now. He's going to come back again because Baloi really wants to bring these two witnesses. So, Black Boy, so Keninda is not coming back. New witnesses now. What about analyzing of inspection in loco? Yep. Well, Baloi, my lord ended up saying, "You know what? I'm indebted to you, Baloi. Do as you please, but you're not making any sense. We're supposed to continue from inspection in loco." Exactly that. Because what's Mr. Aerial guy going to come and say? What is he going to say? Because you know what? Let me leave Baloy and his tactics. Next comment says, "You are rocking, Miss Face Off." Inside Parati. Thanks, Mr. Umkwanazi, for shaking these politicians. Our own Captain Torre. I'm not sure if that's a typo. Next comment says, "The rot in this case never seems to amaze me. I like how Mube doesn't take crap from no one." Listen, I'm learning from this case, okay? I'm learning from the accused, okay? We have rights. You better know your rights. You better know your constitutional rights because what he says goes. I went out of solitary confinement. Guess who's out of solitary confinement? I'm not going to court. Guess who didn't go to court? They had to drag him kicking and screaming into the courtroom. Um, Wait, Luva doesn't take crap from no one. Like, what the F? One of your favorite subbies from Aussie. Really? Yay! Down Under's in the building. That's such a pleasant surprise. Thank you for sharing that. Next comment says, one thing about Umlube is that the man knows. Oh man, like he really really does, and I'm so proud of him for that. Okay, I'm not proud of his past activities, but I'm very proud of him for teaching us about your rights. And he is not for his rights being violated 155,000%. Tafanzwa says they are trying to frustrate the defense and frustrate the defense they did, except Ungumalo. He was like, okay, cool. Just another day. I remember now why I brought up advocate therefore, and I went off on a digression and I forgot to come back to my point. Okay, I forgot to come back full circle. The point I was getting to was advocate therefore in the interview, I believe, with Unsiki Mazwai mentioned the daily rate of an advocate on average. Do you guys remember the amount? Let me check if you guys watched the full interview. Drop the number in the comment section down below. So Kininda is not coming back for inspection in local analysis. Now new witnesses, Kininda ran away. He surely did. He's just on pause because they really want Mr. Photographer to tell us his story, but we don't care. We do not care. Umluve scares the crap out of them. They are doing everything they can, but they are not winning. Listen, Move should just become president of the Prisoners Association. Okay, I don't know if there's a Prisoners Association, if there's a Prisoners' Rights, or if there's a Prisoners Groups. He should just be the president. That's it. Franz says one thing about Umluve is that the man knows his rights and is not for his rights to be violated. He's not for his rights to be violated. Oh my goodness, guys. I have to say a huge thank you. Wow, 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 wow. We literally hit 5,295 people have joined the live since we started. Yay! And it's literally in an hour. That's record breaking, literally record breaking. But I really, really appreciate you. This is so exciting. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. By the way, if you're trying to comment and you're like, why can't I comment? It's because you're not a subscriber. You have to be a subscriber to chat with me live. Once you become a subscriber, the chat will open up for you and allow you to join in the conversation and become a part of the family. So I look forward to you subscribing because we're on the road, of course, to how many subscribers? 70,000 subscribers. So I can only do it with you in mind. Next comment, okay, it's from Aussie Down Under. It says South Africa, and I can't say a name because it's just numbers. So I apologize about that. Let me know your name in the comment section down below if you're comfortable. South Africa is led by corrupt and compromised individuals, thieves of note, who have no care in the world for taxpayers. They disrespect citizens with disdain and get rewarded with the taxpayers' dollars. 100% agree with this comment. And then I'll also add prisons are reserved for the poor. Okay. Mahlala's only there because he misbehaved. He made some threats to these compromised individuals and corrupt individuals in high places. And they said, you know what, you got to go. You got to go away. You've got to go away. You're misbehaving. This is not how we roll. Okay. Paramisa says, watching from Saudi Arabia. What? No way. What is the temperature today? Number three is the one who pulled the trigger. If he confesses, the state is back in the game. Okay, okay. I hear you. Newsflash, he's not going to confess. He's not going to take one for the team. They were in cushions. Thank you, Toro. So accused number 1, 2, and 4 were in cushions. Okay. You know what? I should have realized that because Umnisi would have fought tooth and nail for accused number 1 as well. Okay, cool. I'm just putting it together now. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. We're about to hit 5,500 people in that. What is going on? So you guys like daytime lives, is it? Is that what it is? Umona says, yes, Saudi. You got no idea what happens in this case from day one, so don't comment, okay? Huh? Mona, What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? No, Mona. Um, our watcher, okay, our viewer from Saudi Arabia, put in quotation marks. I don't have to do an English lecture right now, but the quotation marks literally means per the version of the state. So let me read that comment. Paramisani said, watching from Saudi Arabia, accused number three is the one who pulled and then puts in who pulled the trigger, and that is in quotation marks, which means in English, I am not of the view that he pulled the trigger, but that is the story that they're peddling. And then the commenter continues and says, if he confesses, the state is back in the game. Mona says, yes, from Saudi, you got no idea what happens in this case from day one, so don't comment, okay? So on this channel, we are very respectful to one another and we can always agree to disagree. And if I choose that someone doesn't comment, I have a timeout button. So please don't antagonize somebody else's comment. We can always disagree. Oh my God, I almost said disrespectfully. We can always disagree respectfully. So I would appreciate that. Thank you, Mona. Sipo says General Umkwananzi told us about the criminals in uniform, and today is proof. It's like they all didn't watch Umkwananzi. It's like they didn't. Good afternoon. I see you. Nicolette is here. Love you to the moon. Oh, I love you too. Yes, to the defense team. Pamela, let's wait for tomorrow to see what is going to happen. Hey, hey, hey. The next comment says he wanted to be with them kulukutus, not in solitary. He won. Then he wanted sponges in his leg iron cuffs. He won. Let the winning streak continue. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Southern African Chamber of Undertakers. Thank you for joining the live. Umlambo Designs is here bright and early. Things changed when the higher ups were brought up. Abo Judge Cameron. Sorry. No, that's Cameroon, the country. I think he's Cameron. Now it's 1-0. No need to apologize. I think he's 1-0. Tiana says, I hope those two witnesses don't lie because we're tired of the lies. Okay, we're tired of the lies. Because they will just be getting into the bus going straight to the orange overalls. Hello. Uh Gininda's sister, Mbusi. What are you talking about? I definitely am not his sister. If Gininda was my brother, I would have told him where to get off. Okay. I would have told him where to get off. I would have been like Judge Ratter's wife and be like, you got to stop. Okay. Stop it with the long explanations. We're trying to end the trial and you're just going on and on. And quite frankly, you're incriminating yourself every time. Can you just put out a statement? We need to understand what happened between you and Absalom Zungu. Okay. You should have done that before court resumed so the members of the public jury, are not antagonized by you. They already are. And then your Ninja Turtle outfit, it just totally set the world off. But no, 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 no. Okay. Main Junior, you see, that's how I kind of like go crazy on a tangent. If you guys feed into and then I'm like, oh, I can run with this. I can totally run with this and make a whole video. So thank you, Mbusi. Maramaloi is such a crook matung. The state just needs to close their case and spare themselves from further embarrassment. I agree. What a waste of taxpayer money and time. Maine says 43. What number is that? Do trillions have what? 43 trillions have been stolen in South Africa since 1960s. Okay, I don't know how to read that number. I don't know how to read that number. Um, since 1960s to 2022, and the so-called Special Investigators Unit is busy. They surely are. Nicolette says they're going to seek an in the running with Rata and Cameron. The rest will be dealt with, I am sure. Sugar says the defense will not question. Hmm? The defense will not question. Oh, the defense will have no questions for those witnesses. Okay, okay. Let's see. We'll check you tomorrow. We'll hold you accountable to your prediction. Pumzile says, Inside Parati, I see you. Main Junior says, wait, I'm not going to read that out loud until I know where you're going with this. Okay, we can read that. I don't think so because if you look at the long list of colors, no, let me not say I don't think so because I cannot speak for an entire race. What I can say, if you look at the long list of colors listed by Advocate Tefo or Umkwanazi, I don't think that race is there. I could be wrong. Let me know. Drop a name in the comment section down below. Maine says the right people get unalived every day in the right people or the wrong people. What do you mean? Kwanazi, assist, come through, Kwanazi. We need you everywhere. Like the live, please. Yes, 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 guys. I see that. Oh, we're headed to 6,000. This is so exciting. They picked the wrong ones to lay the charges on. Down Under says, I think you misunderstood our Saudi. Exactly. Check the quotation marks. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. I think sometimes we're always quick to react. And I think that was very uncalled for. Very, very uncalled for. Mona misunderstood Saudi completely. The quotation marks, guys, are the giveaway. Please show us your face. Don't be anonymous on a facial picture. I'm trying to think if I want to make a deal. But then if I make a deal and I change my mind, then I'll be held accountable and then there'll be a commission of inquiry. Um, it's not a no. It's not a never. It's a we're parking that for now. I'm not like getting into I don't mind showing my face at all. I'm going to tell you another reason why I decided this to be a faceless channel. Because you can just hit record. I don't know if you guys, oh, you've reminded me. I don't know if you guys remember last week. So when I record a video, I record the audio on its own. Let's say I'm driving, whatever it is that I'm doing at that time, and a thought comes to mind, or you guys put a comment and I see it and it jogs my memory and I feel like doing a video on it to expand. I will record the audio. And obviously, the background and everything is not, upload worthy. So I just record the audio and then I do a video later. So, why is it a faceless channel? Because it allows me to react fast. If I had to do my hair, had to do my makeup, had to do my, it would take forever. Okay. Because, the internet is forever. Okay. And I'm not going to show up without yeah, no. So that's really the undertone reason because the content that I put out. So on my other channel that is face my face is there. The content that I do there, I upload once a week. I have time. I know my content. I plan out for it. I'm good to go. I have time. I know what I'm going to wear. I know what I even have a t-shirt that I wear all the time on those videos because it's part of that brand. For this brand, and this is why, when someone stole my channel name, it kind of hurt my feelings because I'm very strategic. I was very decisive on how I came up with the name. It was quite original. And then for someone to just steal my logo, steal my channel name, and then just steal my concept? Are you kidding me right now? I thought about this. This is the brand. But anyway, we are not there. The law will take care of you. Okay. Don't worry, I'm coming for you. But so I decided that this is how I wanted this channel to be because I can react fast. I can do videos fast. For example, I just hit the live button and that's it. Um I'm not a shy person in case anyone thinks that's the reason. Not at all. It's just the internet is forever. I'm like Ganinda, I guess Ganinda's sister. He doesn't want people to know his face. Do I not want people to know my face? Maybe there's an undertone of that. But that's not the main reason. The main reason is how fast I want to produce the content and how quickly I want to put it out. And that's all. Robert says, I love the way Mnisi and Umshallah. Oh, wait. We gotta pause on that comment. I'll be right back, okay? Because we gotta do this, guys. I'm so sorry if I am just all over the place. Okay, but I'm so excited. What? 6,000 subscribers. 6,000 viewers on today's live. This is insane. Wow. And now I know, okay? And now I know, okay, that you guys just choose not to come to my live. I'm just kidding. But thank you so much for supporting today. And I think it's mainly because we haven't gathered after the case, like live with the case. So I appreciate the support. I hope we have new family members joining and subscribing. I love to see it. Let me read this comment. Where was I? Right here. Robert's comment says, I love the way Umnisi and Shalolo. Do you guys now understand why I get really upset when Shalolo is not in the building? I get really, really upset because, first of all, we need that female power in the room. Hello. We need to see that female representation. But most importantly, she's quite powerful in her delivery. She doesn't like let things slide. They can undermine her for her English. She did struggle today, I will admit. But guess what? She didn't give up. She went through, and it's because they were not performing. They were speaking from the bar. They were speaking from the bar. So she might have struggled to express herself, but I think she did great because that's when Baloy would be like, well, with all due respect, and my colleague over there, I think you meant, But I'm glad that Baloy didn't pick up on that because Baloy has bigger problems to worry about. Baloy has bigger problems to worry about than the English that the defense team is using. So this is why, for me personally, I always get upset that Shalolo is not in the room doing other cases because we can't rely on Ngumalo. One would be tempted to say, um, he's disconnected from the trial. I don't know. And then when it's time for him to do cross examination, he does amazing. He like blows it out the park. So I don't know. I have a love hate relationship with him. I would love to see consistency from him. Ramasipili, he's not confrontational, but he's getting there. So for me now, Umnisi and Shololo are the ones who literally have the defense experience. I think they have more years experience as defense advocates. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. I think Ngumalo hesitates sometimes because he's not confident in himself, and that's just my opinion. I have no facts around that. It's just from what I see. When he has time to prepare, he really delivers. When he's connected, he really delivers. So he's a good advocate. He's just not an on the spot advocate, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to add to that comment. I love the way Umnisi and Umsholo handled this matter. Baloy returned and acts like he's doing us a favor. Sure is. He surely did. That's why I put out a poll like, what the hell? So Baloy had a solution the whole time. The whole time he had a solution. He just didn't want to participate. Mona misunderstood, definitely did. Advocate therefore must be given General Kwanazi's cell number. No. No, he will distract Kwanazi from the case. I think they should exist in two separate lanes. I'm sorry, I disagree with your comment. Um, and return to this case. I also disagree with the second part. He will return to this case. How? And what will happen with the accused? I have nothing against advocate, therefore. I just think that he has bigger problems to handle right now. Um, he doesn't have his office. He doesn't have a home. He needs to recuperate. He needs to figure out what is going on with his family. Money is being raised for him, but he needs a lot of money. He needs, for me, minimum 500K to take care of the debts that are owed and then move forward. And one would be tempted to say he should open his YouTube channel because think about it. Let me go to McG. Let me go to McG for a quick second. Podcast and chill. Videos. Was that a live or a video? Advocate, therefore. McGee did a video that was 2 hours and 54 minutes and 28 seconds. And of course, that video skyrocketed. It hit 1 million views. Right now, we're sitting at 4 days. It hit 1 million views very, very fast. I think the last time McGee, and I don't follow McGee that closely because, their videos are too long. And I told you guys I don't watch long videos. The last time they had a video perform that fast was when Wandy did the things live on their show. And that episode was only 1 hour and 21 minutes. So let me tell you a little bit about the back end of, I don't know how McG works, but if I tell you about the back end of how YouTube works, McG, that video with Advocate Therefore where's the video? Okay. So I have scrolled through. If you look at his popular videos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of these videos are 3 years old. Advocate Devil's video hit 1 million views in 4 days. Some of these videos got to 1 million. It took a while. Okay, it took a while. Now that you know that backhand, and don't tell McG, I'm telling you this. So then you now look at. So I watch YouTube Premium, so I don't see ads. Okay, don't kill me for that. I don't see ads. But if I was to go and watch this, I bet you it's got a lot of ads. I bet you McG made a lot of money in 4 days. I bet you they didn't pay Advocate Devil, which would be sad. And I can only say that because Lasizwe didn't pay any of the people who are guests on his channel and then took the dream to DSTV, which obviously means more ad revenue for DSTV. So all these companies, DSTV, SABC, YouTube, they need videos so they can lace them with ads. Without the videos, all these platforms cannot generate ad revenue. YouTube, DSTV, Facebook, these are all for profit businesses, TikTok included. They need your videos uploaded so that they can insert ads. It's all about the ads. That's why they could care less what the video is about, except, of course, nudity and the basics. They don't care what the video is about. I have 2 channels, which means I'm making revenue from 2 channels. Like I have 2 channels that right? Unfiltered, and also, well, they're both unfiltered. Mzansi Unfiltered and GNU Unfiltered. That means I'm pushing 2 revenue buckets. Look at it that way. If I upload at the same rate on both, I'm making revenue on both. MacG is obviously very, very large. Like I told you earlier, if you just need 1,000 subscribers. MacG has 1 million. How many? 1,600,000. Wow. It doesn't matter. A person with 1 million subscribers and a person with 1,000 subscribers, we're all in the same bucket, all paid by the same boss. Our rates just differ. But the key is upload, 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 so that YouTube can lace a video and when an ad, and when they put the ad, that's why it's called YouTube Partner Program. YouTube takes 55%, I think, and then pays the creator 45%. So if I was Advocate Therefore, so make sure you share this with him. If I was Advocate Therefore, I wouldn't do any, knowing my financial status and how I need revenue to clear debts, and send my kids back to school, take care of my family, my wife, my young kids, and everything and all. Um, yes, I empathize with the situation that he went to prison for 17 months. But the bank doesn't look at the bills that way. The bank sees money only. So if I was Advocate Therefore, I would say, hey, I can do an interview with you. This is my rate for an hour. And he walks away with something. It's not going to break the bank for McG. I don't know McG's rate, how much he made for the million, but I can tell you it's a lot. But like they could really spare him some coins. And I've gone way too deep into other people's pockets, and I don't like doing that. But I just wanted to explain that. Woo! Sorry. My desk just wait, I gotta move this down. Why did it do that? My desk just raised itself. Okay, cool. I've blocked it. Sorry about that. Godfrey says advocate therefore must give General Mkwananzi's cell number, which I don't agree with, and return to this case. No, I don't agree with. It will end quicker and in tears for the state and Gininda's crew. I don't agree with the comment because, respectfully, of course, because it's like you're saying those that are there now are not doing anything, and you saw how today they performed. And I'm just going to leave it at that without going into a full on lecture why I say that. Um, as I always say, we can always disagree respectfully. I just don't want, like, um what is it called, disrespectful comments when people disrespect you and respond back. So I always want to maintain the decorum of the comment section. So I hope you understand why I disagree with your comment. Hlengiwe Mazibuga says, see Newcastle. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, Newcastle. Simkadile ubaba wethu Zungu. Thank you for confirming that. We needed to hear that because I can tell you a lot of people are very, very concerned about Ubaba Zungu. Thank you for that. I really, really appreciate reading that. Watching from Namibia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you. I see you, Namibia. Thank you for joining. And then we also have General Umkwanaze, okay, was right. The rot is too deep. Sad for the accused. It is so deep, okay? It is so deep. It's like an infection, and you need antibiotics, and you've got to take them for 2 weeks, and you can't stop. If you stop, then the infection starts again. You know what I mean? Team defense will, team defense, we will until Monday. Okay. Team defense. I'm not sure what word is missing, but team defense, we will until Mandela and Jesus are resurrect. Pagati inside, shout out. Down Under says, this case makes people so emotional. It does. We are highly invested in this case, and rightfully so, because we see the rot in South Africa justice system. The outcome of this case will set the standard for years. Mlambo. Bye, fam. Bye, Mlambo Designs. I have to rush to work. Thank you for joining us. Next comment says, this is crazy work. Very, very crazy. Please tell Baloy what goes around comes around. He's living in that. He's feeling it. You can tell. Look at his demeanor. Look at his body language. I'll go through it on a video later. His body language was just. It wasn't giving of someone who's been on recess for a while. It was giving of someone who hasn't slept in days. Okay. Because remember how the schedule goes. Let me remind you. I'm gonna clear my throat. Give me a second because I don't even have a glass of water here. Okay, so remember how the schedule went. It was inspection in loco, almost severe. Okay, he came through. He showed us what they did to him. He showed us where it didn't match what Gininda was showing. Okay, it didn't match the Ariel dun dun nonsense. After that, it was Saturday. We all rested. Okay, and then it was General. No, Lieutenant General Umkonaze in full combat gear with R5 firearms that really, really upset Paul O'Sullivan. That he literally went out and said, I want to see him go down. Him and Massamola. Only for the police minister to be the one on a leave of absence, and also Shadrach Sibia. Where are you now, Paul O'Sullivan? I want to hear your opinion on what has happened. So, that's literally what happened. So they didn't have time to rest. Okay. Remember when Mnisi Wemvula was reading the 60,000 pages, they had time to look through, and that's how they found the gold tooth. This time they didn't have time. They were just they're pedaling, and it's really, really hard, and they're pedaling uphill, and then they have to fly the plane, but they're building the plane, and the plane is not ready. So this is, if you look at his body language, go back, especially at the beginning, because what was he so stressed about? He seemed like a very, very stressed guy. He looks like a guy who hasn't slept in days. Baloy, Baloy, Baloy. How many times did I call your name? Exactly. um, Maine is not pronounced as Maine. It's no. It's a Tswana name. Thank you. Wait, let me try. Now I'm on the spot. Maine. Mine. Mine. Did I say it right? I'm not Tswana. So I'm very bad with Tswana. I know I'm disappointing my mom's family, but I'm not Tswana. And I also know I messed up with Geo. I know it's not Geo. And I saw it after I'd said it. I was like, keep going. Flow, flow, flow. Don't stop. Somebody's going to call you out. And nobody did. Thank you for that. I get so embarrassed. Nicolette says, thank you, down under. Um, Wait, mine? Really? Okay. Yes, it does make us emotional. I feel so sorry for the Five Q, says Nicolette. Guilty or not, I feel not to. Oh, I feel not to watch anymore. Over time, I see the faces. Oh, okay. Over time, when I see their faces, my heart sinks. It's very emotional. And I think, if it impacts your mental health, definitely choose you. Choose you. Baloy forgets that I think that comment is incomplete. I hope Umkwanazi arrests all the police, witnesses, and judges and state advocates. We have a long wait for that because we got to wait for the commission and then the commission and then the report and then finally. So it's going to be long. Ignacia says Gininda is roaming around at KZN as we speak looking for Ubavusu. LOL, make a deal, Mzansi. And yes, when you reach and you read my mind, Alf. You read my mind. I didn't make the deal. I didn't make the deal. I read Alf's comment. I'm not sure if we're there yet. I'm not sure if we're there yet. But maybe if we get there, we can open the conversation and have a trade off. I don't know. Time will tell. Please unmask Ninda at the very least. That man is so hard to unmask. He is determined not to be seen anywhere as a public servant. Can you imagine that? Maybe that's why he does all his interviews in parking lots. Advocate Defa and Senior Zungu say it all. Monet says, hello, Monet. Hey, hey, hey. Mkulugutu's in the house. Didn't see anything. Please enlighten me. Well, really quick. Obviously, Prince Gadle Mncube owns the show. He refused to come to court. They carried him to court, forced him to come to court because he wouldn't put on the um, leg irons. Iron. I don't know why am I going. Where's my words now? Anyway, he refused to come to court. They carried him to court from his cell, and then they threw him in the car, and then they brought him to court, dragged him out of the car, and then gently carried him up the stairs to Judge Rutter's courtroom. We all know it wasn't gentle before. Funny enough, conveniently, the cameras didn't catch that. But we know the cameras in the prison caught that, okay? Unless somebody instructed them to turn off the cameras. Then we'll see. Then we will see. Oh, yes. We are here because we love you. 6,000 hearts. Thank you so much. We're actually about to hit 7,000. Get out. I love it. Whew, sweet day. I know. I know. Um, they want to give the brigadier and his team of umgalagators to hunt down the defense witnesses and silence them. Oh no. It was on 10K in a few hours. You were monitoring it. I think you mean in a few minutes. I think no. If you're talking about McG, the podcast, I think it was 10K in a few hours. Oh, you mean million? Correct the number for me. I think 10K was definitely in a few minutes. When I watched it, because I was summoned by you guys, okay, the chillers. When I watched it, it was at 500K, and that was like 3 hours later. Yeah. Paramisa. Paramisa says, Our Lady Umshalolo's English is still in recess and we don't care. As long as she's inside. I know, right? I always want her there. I really do. She, first of all, is representation, but also if there's an objection, she's usually the one to object more than Umnisi, if you guys remember. But Umnisi has been carrying the weight of the world for a while. When she's not there, Mnisi's got to do all the hard work. And he doesn't have any backup singers. So, but I think Ramasipili has improved. I don't want to use the word improved, but I guess that will work for now from what he was, I would say, last year. Charlie says, I'm patiently waiting for my style. Absalom Zungu. Me too, man. He's actually quite the entertainer. Baloy is very down. Yes, you see it. Like it's not like he's down because he's so sad for accused number 3. No. He's down for other reasons that have nothing to do with accused. Watching from Israel. What? Hello, Lance. Thank you for watching from Israel. 2 additionals are the ENCA staff. Thank you so much. Huh? No tricks. I think that's what you're saying. Oh yes, umkadeni uzungu niza. God zungu, please. Zungu senior. No, no, no. Which zungu? Senior is not zungu niza. We do not care, okay, about Zungu Niza and his impending promotion. Baloy is very down, 100%. Watch it from the beginning. From the time he opens his mouth in the morning, you see it. Something is bothering him. Okay, it's like this dark shadow around. Let me not say things like that. Down Under says, if any of the platforms unmask Ininda, that will be the end. We won't get access to that courtroom of demons anymore. You're right, though. Because he'll make such a hissy fit, he will cry, he will throw his toys out the cart, he'll be so sad, he'll make SABC delete everything. My lord will also get so upset. It's gonna be a shit show, for lack of a better word. Excuse my French. Um, if I was in court, I'm not gonna say who, but someone if in court looked like they were taking a picture with their phone. If I was in court and I was a reporter and I could hold my phone in my hands, I would definitely take a picture of him. I'm not gonna lie. That's my honest answer. I would. I would. And I saw that reporter do it. I guess wants to show their colleagues what he looks like. But I saw them do it. I'm not gonna say who. And it wasn't today. It was in a previous session. But you could see the way you're holding you can always see. Like I can always see, like if I'm in the mall and someone is taking a picture and trying to be discreet, I can see you. Why would you be holding your phone in that position? You can always see when someone's taking a picture of you. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Oh my god, guys. We're about to hit 7,000. And also we're about to end the live. Isn't that a double whammy? Okay. Zulu says the judge seems to be having concentration lapses. Has H finally caught up with him? I'm laughing because the judge was so shocked by Mnisi. Like he was like, "What? Woo!" The judge was like so shocked. I'm sorry, guys. I've got 3 screens in front of me, and I just saw us hit 7,000, 7,010 people in the room. I had to do that. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Wow. I also want to say, don't forget to like the live. Don't just watch. And don't forget to subscribe. Okay. We're on the road to 70,000 subscribers because this is Mzansi Unfiltered. Okay. Wait. Where are we? Okay, here. I stopped on your comment. The judge seems to be having concentration lapses. I agree. He seemed so confused. Like he also looks like he was not on break these last couple of weeks. He looks like he was. They all look like they're stressed. That's the word. I know Baloy was trying to cover up lies when he was looking at Rada with the tip of his eyes. Good night. Oh, wait. What time is it there? Good night. Way past my bedtime. It was lovely to catch the live. It was lovely to have you here. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Now I have to think, what time is it there? Wait, Stein says we've got to add plus 2 hours plus 5 hours. Somebody tell me what time it is in Australia. Sanele says, "Kunzima kubi futhi kumuncu." Oh yes. Sometimes it's hard to translate. 'Cause sometimes you just gotta hear it in isiZulu. You know what I mean? Let me know. Sianda says, yo, so me thinks they lied about the head of prisons. Okay, okay, okay. So me thinks they lied about the head of prisons taking the pads off. Hence, Valoy quickly said, "Ooh, you might be onto something." Mm, quickly said it's all good and back in order. Then wanted to fast forward to the. I see your chat. I see what you say. Okay. Because that was too fast. Imagine me being the lead of prisons and then a Baloy calls me to say, Gadla is complaining and making a scene in court. Can we, remove this rule for now? Even though accused number 4 has the cushions and accused number 1 and accused number 2, it's not too uniform. So it's not looking too right. It's not giving the right aesthetics right now. There has to be an inquiry of what happened. I'm sorry. We need another commission of inquiry. We can't just let it go like that. Gininda, and you are the same WhatsApp group. Okay, Togo Sani. Why we never saw your face? I explained it above. I hope you caught it. If not, rewind. Good morning. That's such a jab. I could not be the same WhatsApp group as Gininda. He talks too much. Nope. I was monitoring the likes, not the. Oh. Wow. It hit 10K likes after maybe 2 to 3 hours after airing. Wow. For the record, I've never had a million views and I've also never had 10K likes. And that's only possible with you guys. So the ball is in your court. Yeah. 10K likes? Wow. Guys, we need to did you guys see the video of the man and the woman? I'm trying to see how I can say this without using the words I would use when I'm talking to my friends. Okay, did you guys see the Makwapeni? Did you see the Makwapeni in the stadium at the Coldplay? It's a trending video, and this video kept popping up. It kept popping up. It kept popping up, and it's not a video I'd typically click, but the way this video kept popping up, it was at 53 million views yesterday. It kept popping up, and I was like, fine, I'll watch this nonsense. What is it? Oh my God. When I clicked, I watched it so many times. After, can I call them a couple? I don't know what we call them. The cheetahs? I don't know. Anyway, a married man and a married woman who have separate partners that are not, who were not with them, they were caught by a camera at a concert, a kiss camera, and they were supposed to kiss, but because it's an affair, they just could not do it. It was not right. It was not going to be right for that to be out there. It was their reaction, and their reaction is what caused the video to go alpha viral. Had they just kissed, nobody would have been the wiser. The world wouldn't have cared. They would have moved on. Of course, their family and friends would have seen it. It would never have made the news, actually. In fact, it would have been the people who were at the concert, and if anyone knew them, then that's how it would have got. It would have been a minor, small town situation. It's global now, mega global. Insanity. But I digress. New Covenant Global Ministries says, guys, we need to revisit the testament of Umakubo. There is something people are missing. Okay, enlighten us. Tell us what it is, and we will go. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Baloy didn't want the matter to reach judge. He did not. He did not. That's why he suddenly had a solution. Oh, it's very late in Australia. Thank you for checking that for me. I appreciate you. I read all the comments today. I am so proud of myself, and I made it with just 10 minutes to spare. You guys know I don't go over 2 hours on my live because otherwise my software, everything just jams up and I don't like that. So we have come to the end of our live today. Thank you so much to over 7,224 people joining the live. I really appreciate you. Umtobisi says, hello, namesake, says, Mina guys, I'm offended by this thing, Yarata, of always bringing Mandela. Very offended. Very offended. Me too. whenever he is violating or abusing his power against you named it. You called it exactly as he does it. I am just wondering how the Mandelas feel about this because wow, it's Kunini, guys. And can't they do something about it legally? Absolutely not. Piwe shout out. My favorite show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. My favorite show. And guess what? With that, we close the show. Okay, we close the show. Guluguta out. Okay, we are done for today. I appreciate the support. This was very impromptu, very, very unplanned. I think the situation in court called for us to gather as a family, urgent family meeting. You see how you do it, Ramaphosa? You gather the family immediately and you talk about it. Okay, you talk about it, you reach a resolution, not say we'll talk in 7 days. That's very dismissive. Very, very dismissive. We did not enjoy it at all. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this live. Those are all the things that happened today. I'm going to wish you all a very, very happy, blessed day. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us. What time is it in Saudi Arabia? I don't know as well. I should have asked that. Saudi Arabia. I should check that so that I'm educated because I also learn from the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. This is Mzansi Unfiltered, okay? The one and only. No, I am not AI. I'm a whole real human being, okay? This is Mzansi Unfiltered, the original, the one and only, the very one, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please follow me on all my other platforms, most especially Instagram. It's the exact same thing. Type Mzansi Unfiltered. You gotta type my logo. Don't go to the strangers, okay? The strangers are stranging. Stay with me because when they do that, it's because they want to ask you for money in the DMs. They want to steal from you, and then you'll be out here in the my comment section saying, "Zanzi Unfiltered asked me for money, and I sent her money." It's not me, okay? Make sure whenever you follow me on other platforms, make sure it's me. All my videos will always have my voice. If you don't hear my voice, it is not I. It is not my channel. Thank you. Bye. Love you so much.